Hello, this is Brandon Ivey, and I'm doing something completely out of character. I have never, ever done a movie review and had it uploaded to YouTube. But after seeing Black Panther last night, I wanted to share a couple of thoughts on my own review of the movie without giving away any spoilers. Just some basic things. As a African American male, a black man basically in America, I'm a graduate of Morehouse College. I got to tell you, I was smiling from beginning to end of the entire movie. Now, it doesn't have without its criticisms, because there are my only criticism of the movie there is that the way some of the fight scenes were done was kind of dark. Couldn't really follow what was going on. But outside of that, the imagery was beautiful. The message was beautiful. It was just well put, well played, well thought out, and well executed. And if someone asked me, why were you pleased with the movie? For one of the things is you don't see too many images, positive images of I can't say African Americans, of people with dark skin, period, because it doesn't have to necessarily be black. But you don't see any positive images in movies like Black Panther portrayed, where they weren't slaves, they weren't gangsters, they weren't pimps, they weren't hookers and prostitutes, they weren't lazy, jiving type people, they weren't the help, they weren't marching for civil rights. The standard traditional roles you see in imagery of African American men. It wasn't even the Lee Daniels take of the effeminate, gay, or angry black man. It was an image of kings and queens, of royalty, of regalness, of charisma, of intelligence, of culture. The image that our people have never really seen before on a scale like this on the big screen in the Marvel Universe. I love the message, and there's two messages here that you can sympathize with both of them. You have on one hand one group that wants to remain secret, remain isolated from the world. There's one line there that I'm sure Trump supporters love to hear. When the line said, "Why do we want refugees? They're going to bring their problems with them, their culture with them. We want to keep the Wakanda culture." So you had that aspect of isolationism. But then you had a completely different mindset of, how is it that you've had this power all this time, and there's 2 billion people out there that look just like you that's suffering, and you're not doing anything to help them when you have the power to? So I can understand both sides. It was like the Malcolm X versus Martin Luther King, and Marvel's good at doing that, just like the Professor X versus Magneto. But all in all, I don't want to get into too details of that. I thought that it was well done. I thought the message was great. The lesson can be learned for all. It's not just for black people. It's for all people, and especially other cultures have an opportunity to see, African Americans or dark-skinned people in a positive light like this. And I saw one person say, well, if all you have to point to for your cultural greatness is a fictional nation, you really need to know your history. You see, King of Wakanda is one of the richest man on the world. Tony Stark, Bruce Wayne can't touch his wealth. But that's not fictional. If you go to the Bible and they say King Solomon, he wasn't white. Or historical fact that the richest man to ever walk the earth was Mansa Musa. And Mansa Musa was African. He was an African king. His voyage across the North African continent into the Middle East and the gold that he brought with him changed those economies for centuries. It took them centuries to recover from that. And not in a bad way, just he flooded it with a whole lot of gold. Wealth beyond our wildest dreams. There were African nations wealthy like that. The continent of Africa is wealthy. So anyways, I just wanted to give my own little short review. I thought the movie was excellent. I'm going to be throwing more money at it. I'm glad my sons had a chance to see it so they could see this a different take on positive I can't keep saying African Americans, positive black people around the world and our ancestry. A good homage to that. Great message, even if you're not black. Brandon Ivey out. Until next time, if I ever do another movie review, we'll see. Bye-bye.